This is a hemp commodity exchange that we powered for the International Hemp Exchange Group. It can be any domain, white label, and powered by CHEX. You can sign up as a new user, or we're going to log in as Lisa here, who will be the seller user in our demo of a transaction, with Mark in the other browser window, who will be the buyer. So first we're going to look into the exchange, which is the marketplace. We have the commodity product categories. You can click on all of the items in the process material to see all the symbols representing cannabis commodities. Or you can filter flower extract, CBD oil. Let's say we choose SPWZ, which represents a CBD oil commodity. And the other way to get here would have been to search up here, which is a global search across any data in the platform, whether it's orders, lots, or in this case, a product symbol. So this is CBD oil with these parameters that classify this particular CBD oil commodity, and the market price for it is set based on the last actual traded price, which was $6.25 per gram. These parameters are organized such that we're comparing apples to apples when it comes to commodities. And if other suppliers have a similar product, but one of the parameters is different, and the market perceives it to have a different value because of that different parameter or product specification, then it would be organized under a different commodity symbol. So for this symbol, everybody can agree that they're talking about oil with these parameters only. You have the public buy order list over here. People that want to make it aware that their demand in this case is for 300 grams at $6 per gram, and the same for the seller side listings. So either side can submit a buy or sell order from here. And right now we're going to list a new lot as Lisa over here in the seller list, and then the other user will bid on it and we'll go through that transaction. One more thing to show you over here besides photos is these other features which can be customized and set, and that goes for the whole platform as a whole. Anything that you see is not set in stone. This can be custom developed around any particular business needs, as well as integrations with other platforms. So we're going to click on inventory to show you how we set up a new lot for sale. In inventory, we have the private section, which is where we set up a new lot. That's what we're going to do right now. So if we click on add new lot, it creates a new lot, which we'll set up in a second as that symbol, SPWZ, to see it in that marketplace screen that we just came from. Once it's set up, it'll be moved to the selling section to indicate that it's publicly visible for sale in the marketplace, like these other lots. So for example, if we click on ASDG, that takes us to the market screen for that, and it shows that our user has a public lot for sale there. Now we're going to go back, and when buyers are bidding on a lot, that'll show up in the buying section, and once they settle on it and it's closed, it'll move to their private section. All right, so moving along to set up the lot that we want to list for sale, we're going to click on this blank commodity lot. Initially, when you're setting up a new commodity product for the first time, you click here. You select the product category, and when you do, it displays the parameters which are important to classify what type of flower biomass commodity this is, based on the specifications that the market values. So for example, we could submit this, or if we had selected a different category, the parameters which are important for that commodity display here, and of course we can continue to refine this as needed when we get industry feedback. But this was designed so far from industry feedback in the hemp industry. Instead of setting up a new symbol, that was just to show you how it's done. We're going to go back and show you that if you already have a symbol set up for a particular commodity, then you can just search for it here. In our case, it was SPWZ. You attach it, and now you know what you're dealing with when you set up the rest of the lot information. To see what this symbol represents, we can click on this edit pencil, and it takes us back here, which was set up as CBDO with these parameters. Okay, so now we're going to continue to set up the lot. We remember that the asking price was $6.25 per gram. So let's say we'll ask for 7 per gram here, and we'll set up the lot for 500 grams. Price type is set to market, which is your standard bid-ask negotiation. And the other options are buy it now, fixed price, and auction pricing, but that doesn't apply to a true commodity marketplace where it's a market price type. People bid and ask and agree on a price. These features were built out for wholesale storefronts, which are a complementary platform to this public exchange. I will demo that after this, but essentially the wholesale storefronts are a one-to-many private marketplace for individual suppliers to distribute to their personal network. And this is a many-to-many exchange or true marketplace that we're demoing right now. So we'll leave this at market, and sell all or none speaks to whether we want to set the lot to be able to be sold in portions. So if we uncheck it, the buyer can bid on a partial amount of this 500 quantity. But if we leave it checked, it'll be take the whole 500 or leave it. Lot specifications. This is a catch-all for various specs, in this case quality control. You get the idea, and also other specs, which later can be broken out into their appropriate sections, which can be further customized here. Anyways, the availability date is when it'll be ready for sale. Let's say production hasn't been finished yet, so you can set it to being available sometime in the future. The product location selection is tied to your verified licensed facility address, which is verified during the onboarding process when new users sign up. That's in the My Company section over here. We're going to upload some documents. Let's say just test results for now, but you get the idea there. And product photo. So now that this lot is set up, which has a randomly generated number, we can save the lot. It's not listed yet until we hit this green button, but just to show you that lot is saved here in case you need to come back to finish working on it. And if we click back into it and hit the green button to sell it, we get the confirmation. It's converted to green, and now it's moved into the selling section to indicate that it's publicly listed for sale. So if we click on SPWZ over here or from the lot, it'll take us to the market screen for this commodity product, and we see that we listed a lot over here in the seller section. Just so you know, both of these users have the same company, just to indicate and demo that in the My Company section, you can have multiple users or employees associated with one company. More on that later. I'm going to go back to where we were. And actually, I'm going to open the lot over here in the selling section to show you that once we listed it for sale, one more section appeared, which is active bids. So we're going to submit a bid right now from the other buyer user, and that's going to display that user as an active bid over here. So jumping to Mark as a buyer looking to buy product. Let's say he knows what he wants and he's looking for our specific commodity that we listed for sale. And we're going to click on the lot to submit a bid on it. The asking price is $7, so we'll bid $6.50. The quantity is disabled from editing because Lisa had set sell all or none on the lot. So we have to bid on the full 500-gram lot. We're going to select our licensed verified delivery location. And over here we see the exchange history of the pricing at which this commodity product went for before and the lot sizes. So this is the buy order prep, and once we submit it, it just converts into a buy order. We get the message that the offer is submitted, and a chat appears down here so we can negotiate on the pricing while we go back and forth if we counter bid each other. In the buyer's inventory section, this lot appears in the buying section to show you that it's currently being bid on. And if we click on it, the inverse happens. We see an active ask while that we bid on this active ask, while the seller sees an active bid. So on the seller side, if we change the information that we set up in the lot, that will update publicly in the marketplace. But if we click into this active bid, this is now our private order negotiation. Nobody else sees this between the two counterparties. The same thing here for the buyer. One more thing to show you, however, is that another way of going to that private order negotiation, or even being notified that there was a bid from the seller perspective, besides seeing that active bid in the inventory lot that we had set up over here, is to go to your inbox section, and we have a message from the buyer. It's loading regarding this particular order. So that was an automated message when the buyer submitted bid. These messages can be developed to route to email or SMS or other messaging platforms. But of course, we try to design a user experience that's appealing enough for users to do everything within the app, which is a mobile platform right now, but we also have, which is a web platform right now, but we also have mobile platforms, which I'll show you in the designs for shortly. So over here, we have three types of messages. This one is an order-related automated message. We have free-form messages, which users in this built-in social network can message other users. And we have platform support, which is customer service through messaging. All right, so you have a few options here. Flagging will move it to a different section. We click on view, and it takes us directly into that private order negotiation, where we will now submit a counter bid to the offer, and we can discuss here. All right, so once submitted, similarly, the buyer gets an inbox notification. They can go there and it'll take them straight to here. And in here, the items that were countered are highlighted in yellow. If the seller updated their delivery location, for example, that would have been highlighted in yellow as well. So we hit this button to acknowledge it. And now we can continue to chat, go back and forth and counter bid, or we can hit the green button to accept. Once done, that is updated for both sides in the same way. They get the confirmation, and the order moves to the order tracking section, where the last order that we're working on is highlighted in green at the top. Clicking on it shows you the manifest/financial summary for this order. We see the pricing, and we see the order item and the number for the order item right here. If we click on it, we see the delivery and logistics information. In the manifest log, it automatically shows that Lisa, who is the seller, began processing it once the order was agreed on. And let's say she shipped it. Clicking here shows that she shipped that order item number. And we can have multiple order item numbers in a manifest over here. So the ability to manage logistics and delivery separately if it's being fulfilled separately. So again, it would just show for which order item numbers, which transit state over here was selected. So, but in this case, there's only one order item number. If we want to do bulk actions against multiple order items, if there was more than one displayed here, that would be on here. Okay, so on the buyer side, they see the same experience. And if the buyer marks it paid once they delivered it, then it shows the same for the buyer doing that on that order item number. The order chat log is to see what we discussed during the order chat negotiation, refresh our memory. And an additional chat is available here for communication during logistics and delivery until it's physically settled. All right, so once it's physically settled, we want to close this out. And in the bulks sections area, we will click on archive order. So applying that moves it from order tracking to order history for both sides. This is the order, and it's archived, and from here we can generate customized reporting. Okay, so that's the general transactional use case demo. The other parts of the platform are the dashboard. Pending items are items that need to be completed when you sign up as a new user for the first time. In this case, the other items were completed, but verifying the email is remaining. We have other stats on the inventory lots, how many in each section. Order tracking, financials, and of course we can customize additional metrics that the users want to see from here. Contacts is our built-in social network. We can search for other contacts on the platform, add them to our contacts list, click on their profile. Over here, we would see if they have any other lots for sale. You can message them directly. And over here, adding them and rating them as well. User ratings will be further developed out. The My Company section. The other way to see user profiles is to click on their image. We can upload a new photo over here. The My Company section shows what company we signed up with. I can demo the sign up process separately to see how all of this is set up. The different addresses associated with this company, different licensed facilities, and which default address to use as a delivery or product location if we're a buyer or a seller in the lots like we saw before. And the different members associated with the company. And when a new member signs up and requests to join this company, we would get a join request over here and get to approve them. The required documents here and optional documents. This can be further customized as needed. My account is for various settings that we'll build out further. And that concludes the general demo of the public exchange. We can log out and sign up as a new user, see what that looks like. Feel free to do that with the demo URL, the platform URL that I can share. And the other thing that I'll show you is the wholesale stores. Oh, by the way, here are the mobile screens for the public exchange that we just demoed. We had this built out and would need to redevelop this in a more scalable way, but this was fully functional. We can actually demo this on your mobile device, even though we would have to rebuild it. And yeah, it's a beautiful user experience with social features such as here for in-person networking, scanning each other, and seeing each other's activity in the marketplace. A lot of potential there, as you can imagine. All right, this is a platform that we powered, white label, for a distributor, Pacific Wholesale Network in California. Again, it can be their custom domain, powered by CHEX. And when you log in, the only difference is that instead of exchange, we have a shop here, or a storefront. And this is simply an online store for them to market their products to their personal buyer network. And the idea here is that we can supply individual sellers, whether they're growers, distributors, manufacturers, with their own online stores for their buyer networks. And if they have excess inventory that they can't sell within their personal stores, then we'll have a push to exchange feature to let them list the excess inventory that's unsold in the public marketplace. Which would be over here. It would push to sell it publicly and add a lot under the seller list. Okay, so here buyers can view the images, sort and filter, and see the lots available. Over here we also have an example of a spot contract for lots available now versus forward contracts for lots which haven't completed production. Buyers can bid on them to receive them in the future at a discount if they're pre-purchasing it in advance to help suppliers cover some of their production costs or whatever their financial needs are. Again, features here that can be customized, and it's a similar experience. We'll log in as a buyer over here, Michelle. If we're looking at that finished flower for sale from this one particular supplier, we can click to start submitting a bid, and that's the same process as we went through before. Okay, that concludes the CHEX demo. We hope you see that there's a lot of potential to custom develop anything you can imagine from this foundational baseline. And of course, there are many revenue streams such as market data and others that will be defined in the executive summary.